get ready for them eggs. Them eggs everywhere. Scrambled eggs, whatever kind of eggs you want. Because if we have Yoshi's on deck, there's going to be a whole lot of eggs.
Well, I hope you like it with cheese, because there definitely comes a lot of that when you have double Yoshi on your team.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
They're definitely going to need to break out all the cheese. But Raptor has been pulling off some very impressive wins.
Yes, with the big win over Orion. Oh my goodness.
Last weekend.
I was so hyped I couldn't get Orion's name out properly.
Yeah, I mean, his technical skill has continued to evolve and evolve. I mean, they say, I guess if you're going to play a character like Yoshi, you have to be able to have all your mechanics and break out all the techs to overcome, you know, that barrier of how limited Yoshi is in a lot of situations, especially having that handicapped shield compared to the rest of the cast.
And funny enough, in the picture, they also had Kieran right there, the legendary Kieran, our own Long Island Link main. So a whole lot of low tiers over there. And as they say, if you're gonna bring it with a low tier, you gotta know every trick in the book. So that's what they're waiting to see. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure Delta has been mentoring Raptor for quite some time now too. We all know Delta's backstory, all the names he's taken, all the matches he's put on blast. So a lot of history there with Delta. I can't wait to see.
Phenomenal player. And on the other side, it looks like we have MJG. Not quite sure who's teaming with.
Oh, Bpow.
Bpow.
The big
where's he hail from?
He's the Midwest Wario from
Iowa? All right.
Because I heard a lot about Bpow. Funny enough, I'm a good friend with Reflex, so it's impossible to get away from all that Wario talk.
Definitely glad to have Iowa in the building. I had a great time last time I was down there. And the match starts off, MJG looking already very dominant.
Now, I'm just going to get out here and say it. Seeing two Yoshis on the stage at the same time is just mind-boggling to me. I did never really think that I'd expect to see this, so this already should be a show, but...
Now, I think Wario actually does pretty well here, being that Yoshi doesn't exactly have a ton of kill power, and Yoshi is a fairly heavyweight character, but that works both ways. Yoshi actually has not so much, excuse me, Yoshi doesn't have a ton of kill power, and Wario is a heavyweight character, but it works both ways because Meta Knight doesn't have very hard-hitting kill moves, and Yoshi is also a heavyweight character. Meta Knight is a very lightweight character, so he's got to make sure that not too much damage racks up on him too fast, because if he gets caught in the crossfire of any of Wario's heavy-hitting moves, or even of a couple of Yoshi moves, you know, he could find himself out of a stock really fast.
Now, right off the bat, both the Yoshis have come out to a pretty strong lead right now, and in the first about 40% or so, they weren't able to establish their ground. They were bumping into each other a lot. Now they're starting to follow up on each other's combos, and the character knowledge between both of them is really starting to shine through. I mean, the lead is definitely in their favor, and one solid kill is going to give them a big leg up in beating this Midwestern team.
Yeah, and I would not have guessed it, but Wario drops the first stock. MJG at high percent. Both Yoshis not yet at kill percent. Maybe spoke too soon. A little bit of bad DI. Caught Deltacod off guard right there.
And right there, I think that's going to become a very hard thing to deal with if both Yoshis nail it. The coverage of the eggs from the ledge and having a Yoshi in the middle of the stage is really going to be able to isolate either the Wario or the Meta Knight and give them those opportunities for the kill. So that's a big thing they're going to want to try and do is minimize that time the Yoshis have on the ledge.
Now MJG did drop that stock, but it's up to Raptor to hold on to his. Otherwise, the blue team will be in the lead 5%. For the time being, red team has a slight advantage. Deltacod's racking up a lot of percent very fast. However, his percent is about equal to the combined percent of blue team. By having dropped his second stock right there, it's going to put the blue team in a, what I would call a lead. 185% versus roughly 130%.
And there drops Raptor stock, so now red team finally down. Blue team starting to take that momentum back and finally, you know, pen up these Yoshis real quick, but they're going to need to take another stock to really secure the lead in their favor.
Great read there. It's a little bit risky to go for those shield grabs. Yoshi comes out so slow, but he was just confident he's going to sit and shield and no pressure was going to come out from Yoshi. It's really easy to feel very comfortable with Yoshi shielding in front of you, seeing as he doesn't have many good options, but a very slow shield drop and not many options out of shield.
And down B's everywhere right now as you begin to see a little bit more safety in an option that normally is not that safe.
Yeah. A grounded down B can kill very early. Meta Knight looking at kill percent right now. A whip part. That's alright though, because it will mean that Bpow is able to start recharging that part, and he definitely wants it so they can land a KO. Raptor will drop his stock. Deltacod close to dropping his final stock though at 128. He's going to play a little bit defensive and see if Raptor can take point for a little while.
And
Makes a down smash. Not going to send him off just yet. As I was mentioning before, Yoshi is fairly heavyweight.
Now, as of right now, if Red Team can take advantage, oh, and that's a big loss. If they could have taken advantage of Bpow being in such high percent and possibly killing him, they could have stepped back into this game. But as of right now, until Bpow is dead, it's going to be a real hard road for the Red Team.
MJG making a slight error there, killing his partner. That does bring the Yoshis back into it. But Raptor's going to really have to hold on to that stock. Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Gets so quick to judge Yoshi and think he's gone.
Uh-oh.
All right. Red Team starting to rack that damage.
MJG racking up tons of damage right now.
Wow. Very nice teamwork there. As Yoshi's on the edge, really not managing to mess each other up. I'm very glad to see we didn't see any janky deaths.
All right, they've isolated Wario. They're looking for a grab on him.
Ooh.
Wow, that was cute.
That was very cute. I like that. And they're starting to take that stage control, but as I say that, MJG with a very smart down air.
And again, I believe bad DI was the bane of Yoshi today. That stock being dropped, Deltacod's first stock being dropped, both results of some fairly poor DI. And as you can see how close this match is, one might say that it really cost him the game.
Well, now as of right now, though, Deltacod is not out of his element, as we all know. He's exactly where he'd like to be, but this is not where he wants to be.
And again, he really could have survived that neutral at that percent.
A lot of unfortunate DI there for the Yoshis, so I would say they just need to clean up a little bit of the technical standpoint. They didn't put on a bad show, and they had some solid teamwork, but now, Pierce, where do you think the counterpick's going to be? I can't really say I'm going to know right off the bat, but what's Red Team looking for?
I really expect Final Destination to be bad. I mean, if I'm Meta Knight and I'm Wario, I want Wario to have the platforms. I want Meta Knight not to have all that space, and I want these Yoshis not to have space to run around and throw X. I think FD is going to be the ban. Yeah, I would expect that it's going to run back to some form of neutral. Yoshi doesn't want to play anywhere too janky, especially not against Wario and Meta Knight, where they can just knock him around a whole bunch if things start to get out of hand. So I'm expecting that it's probably going to run to Yoshi's if FD is banned. And perhaps I spoke too soon. They decided to take it to Stadium. Now, I really don't have too much confidence in this thing.
I'm a little confused, just mainly on the standpoint that I know that Yoshi does get some fun grab release gimmicks and also has a couple different setups from grab releases on both Meta Knight and Wario. So it's very odd that they didn't opt for a little bit more of a flat, non-changing stage, because this could really mess up both the Yoshi's ground game and create a lot of problems for their team chemistry.
Yeah, I definitely feel that while the Yoshis will benefit in some aspects from, of course, you know, having a little bit more room to play tricks with, I think that their solid, like, neutral game was looking really solid in the last match. And I think that they would want to continue that and just continue to play a solid neutral game, bring it back. The last match was really close, and they just lost mainly due to a couple of key mistakes.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel, if you notice, last time the Yoshis started out with the lead, and this time the Yoshis are starting out in disadvantage. Blue team has the lead. And I feel that Wario and Meta Knight can take advantage of all these quirky transformations a little bit more than Yoshi can.
And you nailed it on the head when you said they started off with a lead on a neutral last time, and this time they've already come down. I mean, you almost get worried if they're psyching themselves out a little bit, taking themselves out of their own element. So we got to check and see as Red Team already goes stock down, and both MJG and Bpow looking pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, you'll remember last game, I said Wario was the unexpected player to drop the first stock, but this time, Raptor, the tank of last game, is the one to drop the first stock. So
things are just mixing up everywhere.
Let's see how the match evolves. Both Yoshis utilizing their very powerful spot dodge, but afraid to go in for the grab for fear of his spot dodge and for fear of messing up with their partner. Play a little bit too defensive in the situation.